Good morning, everybody. My name is Narayan Buragai, and I'm representing the Agile customer for this project. So today we are just doing a user role modeling workshop here. So our team members represent various internal and external stakeholders, and we'll be talking about how these users will be interacting with the system, for what purpose, and what are the skill levels that they need to have. So let me start with the project. So our project is property management system. Property management system basically targeted for rental property buildings, and we'll be developing this project using Monstack, MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. So now now our team members will be introducing themselves.
Hi, good morning. My name is Amarbeer and I'm acting as a resident.
Hi, my name is Alishan Shalwani, and I'm the property staff.
Hi, my name is Siva Raut and I'm the property administrator.
Hi, I'm Jumogang Tran and I'm a QA.
Hi, my name is Rafi. My role is a developer.
Hi, my name is Harneet Kaur. Today I'm acting as a business analyst.
Okay, so let's brainstorm the possible users for our system. So we'll be the first one. We'll be interacting with the system.
Like we'll have, first of all, we'll have, I think, internal and external, right?
Yeah.
So like,
It may be
yeah.
internal, external, yeah. So let me put external here first because they are more important, right?
Yep.
So who are the possible external?
Agile
users?
customer,
Yeah, Agile customer.
property administrator,
Okay, property administrator.
Property staff. Or that include in the administrative part or? the
yeah,
staffs?
that is like more of the property management staff.
College students?
The roles.
And
What was the third
residents,
one?
residents.
Residents.
Support staff, right?
So yeah,
Support
property
staff.
management staff or
Yeah.
support staff,
And the resident?
and the last one is residents.
Support staff. Yeah, it can be. Who maybe the support staff? Yeah.
Accountants.
Accountants, yeah.
Security guards.
Security guards,
Maintenance
Cleaners.
staff.
maintenance staff, electrician,
Yeah.
plumbers.
Plumbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one more like residents.
Yeah.
Uh,
The most important users are
yeah.
residents of that property. Right? So for external, sorry, regarding internal stakeholders, who are the possible users of the system?
Project coordinator?
Project
Coordinator.
coordinator, yeah.
Developers.
Developers, yeah.
Business analyst.
QA?
QA.
Yeah.
And professor.
Yeah, next one is professor, right?
Yeah.
Professor is the one who will be overseeing us throughout the implementation. So, are there any other like possible users of the system? I think that should be.
That's pretty much.
Even other than it
Yeah,
is.
these are like the main users we need. unless
You say like college student something, right? Yeah.
Half of the resident.
Yeah.
So residents are those like who are
Residents,
currently
residents
living.
include all
Yeah,
those, right?
residents,
College
all
students
tenants,
and
whatever.
other professionals.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah.
but sometimes what happens is that even
New
when some
resident.
people don't live there, they may be visiting the website
Yeah.
and looking at things, right? For the
Yeah.
For
these things,
researching.
yeah.
That's
For
right,
the
yeah.
apartments available or not. This on you. Any other? Are there any other people? That's it.
That's it.
Okay, so how are these users similar and different?
You mean similar and different?
Yeah.
So I think so. What happens is residents and college students,
Yeah.
they're pretty much the same, but at the same time the different sense that you said that people would be coming in,
Yeah.
like college students would be coming in, and residents would be renting the place.
Yeah.
So that I think that's the difference. So I think if we make college students as residents, then we can narrow it down a little bit.
So like that in one category.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be professional workers.
Yeah. That too.
And what's the difference in property administrator and support staff? They're almost using the system the same way, right?
That's right.
Always the same way,
Yeah.
because in this person's absence, like other people will be looking at the whole system.
Yeah.
So let's put them together.
I think the
Yeah.
property administrator is looking at a higher level, like control everything.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
staff is just part of that, just the
Yeah.
task.
That's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll put them together, but there is a difference, yeah. Like there
Yeah.
is one difference too, right? And how about us as a customer?
It still goes under that category where property admin and support staff is, but then just because they're the owner of the entire building,
Yeah.
they'll still be on top of that, but under the same category.
So in the same group, right?
Yeah.
And here, everybody in the same group?
Developers QA, or no, they are like, yeah, I think, Rob, project coordinator and Prof would go together or no?
I think these four will go in the same group, right? They will
I
work
think-
together.
Yes.
Yeah, they are working together.
Yeah.
Like the business analyst is
Yeah.
gathering the requirements,
Yeah,
and then
and
the-
professor will be like more external, he will be
Right.
overseeing everything, but they all do together.
So all the four that we see up there would be under the SDLC.
Yeah, SDLC, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Can we add stakeholders?
Yeah, all of them are stakeholders.
Well,
These
yeah.
are
Yeah, all
yeah, all of
internal
them.
and external
Yeah.
stakeholders.
Okay.
Because those who have interest in this, in the whole project, right?
Yeah, they all are
The
involved,
stakeholders,
right?
and these are the people who have interest.
Right.
So now let's move
Alright.
to,
Wanted to focus on these parts as well, I think, right? Or what?
yeah. Now next thing is that how these users will interact with the system, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So since I represent Agile customer, so while interacting with the system, my focus will, as an Agile customer, I'll be looking at all the data regarding how many residents are there, and what is the cash flow. I mean, how many of them are paying, how regular is that, and I'll be looking at the number of staff working for that, and looking at like I'll be interested in looking at overall scenario of the whole property. So
So
so how will property administrator interact with the system?
look at how many staff, how many
Yeah,
residents.
Yeah.
probably administrator has to go through all the details. Like I need to have like the data of all the residents living in my property, right?
Yeah.
So like, and how they will be able to like, interact with the system. I mean, they have to be
Sending,
trained
yeah,
in
looking-
order to.
Looking at service requests,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Assigning those things to support staff
Yeah.
and
All like we need to check out the maintenance and all those. We need to have like the request from the maintenance residents to have like the maintenance work order and all
He-
those things. We need.
He's gonna
system.
assign all the roles to the
Yeah.
workers, like
yeah.
different persons. If someone goes in and out, he's
Yeah.
gonna assign
Yeah.
who's gonna be who.
So property administrator will be receiving service requests, assigning them to support staff,
Yeah.
and will be sending messages to everybody in this area, right? As our customer resident, support staff, anyone except this one, except College Eastern. You are sending it to the College Eastern, right? So how will support staff use the system?
So for support staff, we can have a bunch of roles that can fall under that category. So we can have plumbers, we can have accountants, we can have security. So then the people who clean and everything. So that falls under support staff. Now let's take an example of accountant. Accountant would get information from the system, and then who has paid, who hasn't paid their rent, and who needs to pay. So they will be sending notification to the residents and letting them know that they need to pay their rent or get paid extra rent. So the system will help them figure that out. And then security will use a system in one way. Well, we probably don't have the functionality for that yet, but we definitely will in the future, and that will be the CCTV cameras and stuff. So you'll be using the system for that. And then for plumbers, of course, who came in and who went out, the system will be catering for that part as well. So all that can be taken care of with the help of the system. Yeah, that's pretty much the support staff.
I think the book amenities,
Mm-hmm.
for example, like
Yeah.
coffee room and all this stuff,
Mm.
commonly used. So this is how, oh yeah, I put it in the wrong way, right? Put it in the wrong place. I put them here.
Yeah.
The request to view tasks done, and that have to be done, and to prove amenities. Basically these things, but there may be more, right?
Yeah.
So we already discussed about this, but let me jot down what we did. The first thing is that you'll send messages and track service request. Assign tax, right? These are basic things. So as our customer represents the property owner, will view data regarding residents and the payments, and
And
also
staff.
like staff, right? And to yeah, to be accounting data, like what's the return that he's getting from the investment, right? And we're looking at money. So these are, this is why they use with the system, right? So what will project coordinator doing?
I think for the external, we still need like the residence part. It's
Oh,
missing.
resident part missing, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost missing. So the resident here. So how will resident interact with the system?
So they will be making request,
Yeah.
and they will be selecting the category which kind of service they want, and they can select their
Yeah, categories, various
preferable
categories of
timings
requests, yeah.
for the workers to come in
Yeah.
and do the thing.
And view messages, right?
So it's
Mm.
gonna work like as appointments.
Yeah. Make appointment for, no,
Make payment.
make payment, definitely.
Uh,
Make payment and,
They can
Who-
upload pictures.
yeah, for service request.
yeah, yeah.
And to book amenities, for example, party hall like that.
Mm.
Should we add upload picture or not over there?
Yeah,
Mm.
We've done that?
to make service request, for example, if there is a damage on the wall, like they should be able to upload something.
Okay.
To the worker get an idea what's the
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the issue?
As a proof of what's going on, right? And next is like we're talking about college students. Let's say potential resident who is trying to come to building.
Yeah.
How will they use the system?
They'll just view. They'll
Uh,
view the